I mean, like I was saying, like music was mostly the topic of this week. So I feel like we're mostly just going to talk about like the music,
Yeah, we're going
stuff
to
around it. Like
Drake leaking the song.
yeah, I mean we can talk about that later. But I also go still more into this CLB talking about how you feel about R. Kelly getting writer's credits for, I think he sampled, I'm not sure where he sampled in the song TSU. Yeah, it's about Texas Southern University. And yeah, I mean, my stance on it is, like, like I said, I'm not sure where he sampled. I would have to do more research. People sample R. Kelly, like, people were just listening to Aaliyah's music like a week ago when they finally dropped the 1 in a Million. And I'm pretty sure R. Kelly had stuff to do with that. Like, I think that's when he still was like affiliated with her. But I will say, like, knowing what you know about him now, it is kind of weird. Like, it kind of does send like a weird message. I don't care how good the music is. I feel like you just leave it alone, you know, just don't get into that. Just knowing now that like what's so publicly known. And I don't know, even it gets deep. Even the fact that the song is TSU, like about college girls, I don't know, it's just a little weird.
The only thing I would say is that, like, what did he sample? Because if he took a direct sample, because what?
Yeah, I'm not. That's the thing. That's how I don't want to speak on that much. Cause I'm not even sure actually what he sampled. Unless you want to look it up real quick.
No, my phone is nowhere over here, unfortunately.
I have mine.
But if it's a direct sample, then maybe that's weird. But what happens is that you might have sampled, like you said, you sample a song from somebody else, and he had writing credits on their song, and it's like,
yeah,
he's gonna appear on your writing credits because he wrote the other one. So I mean, I guess it depends. I wouldn't think that he would have directly sampled him, but you know.
It says TSU utilizes the same symphonic intro found in R. Kelly's 1998 single "Half on a Baby." Due to the sample, Kelly is credited as songwriter on the track
because he sampled it from a sample. Like Kelly sampled it and then he sampled.
Oh, so it's the same symphonic intro. Okay.
Yeah.
Found in an R. Kelly song. So R. Kelly had some type of sample in that song. But since it's the same type of symphonic sound, it's basically from R. Kelly's song.
Yeah, so the way that would work is that sometimes people sample a sample. Yeah. So R. Kelly probably sampled something and then Drake sampled that R. Kelly sampled something. So I guess technically he did directly sample him?
Yeah, so he included a "Half on a Baby" sample. They said a version of the song actually has been around since 2018, months before Surviving R. Kelly, like that documentary came out.
Okay.
And the subsequent legal charges. So I guess they're saying that the sample was made before then. But I don't know. I still feel like you know what you know now. You could easily change that. It's still kind of weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that one. I think, and I don't want to get producers in trouble here, because I mean we don't have a huge podcast, so we won't get killed for this. But for anybody that cares, there's something that you can do that's called replaying a sample when you make music. So if you hear a sample and you use it and for whatever reason you can't clear it for, like, you know, they want too much money or they just simply won't clear it, you can do something called replaying a sample, which is basically you do an interpolation of the song itself and you make it sound like the sample, but you don't directly rip the sample and you don't use the same instruments and you kind of use something that sounds similar but is not really the sample itself to get around it. So like then you can end up using it. So I mean, in this sort of scenario, I guess maybe he could have done it, but you know, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah, it's like, it's weird because I'm one of those people in certain situations that separate the art from the artist. But I don't know. I just feel like R. Kelly really has done some sick stuff. Like,
but also, I don't know, you know, because in the music industry, it's such a crazy thing because you could have a producer make your whole album and you never meet them.
That's true.
So I wonder, because obviously a lot of this falls on the producers. The producer, I mean,
because Drake might not know.
Yeah, and artists usually aren't involved with the business in terms of who's getting this percentage of my song and the splits and all this other stuff. So
which is kind of crazy because you would kind of feel, I feel like as an artist you would and should want to know.
Yeah, you
like
should.
Stuff like that.
So, but who knows? Yeah. Interesting though.
Yeah, it's just something that people are talking about. But you know, a lot of people love Drake, so they're defending it. They're like, oh, Aaliyah just came out and you guys were all rocking her 1 in a Million. I mean, you guys act like that song wasn't made when people, a lot of the general public still didn't know he was a crazy weirdo.
Yeah.
Like I just don't get the whole like defending him thing. It's just weird. A lot of people are not defending Drake, but I just mean defending R. Kelly. But defending Drake too. 'Cause I feel like a lot of people don't hold Drake accountable for stuff because they're so quick to like defend everything that he does. So weird.
Yeah.
And like even speak like I was gonna talk about the hypocrisy about the fact that like with the whole R. Kelly sampling, how a lot of people I don't know, I think they were kind of hypocritical. Like I said, they were defending him, but then you see everybody was up in arms when Marilyn Manson was at Kanye's show. You know, I feel like if you are gonna give Drake a pass for a sampling, then why not give Kanye a pass for just having him standing there? You know, and I think he's on jail part 2. But it's like, I don't know. Do you think those are comparable?
No. Only because I think I don't have the full context of the Drake thing, so I can't really speak on that. Like, I don't know who knows what, if Drake knows the numbers, the whatever. I have no idea, so it's tough to speak on that. But I think it's more of like a hard stance when you put that person up there, like on the stage.
True. I guess kind of like in anybody's face.
Yeah, it's like, here he is. But then you take somebody like Raphael Sadiq, who took the picture with Marilyn Manson and wasn't even aware until he got killed.
And then he deleted the picture.
Yeah, so, maybe people just don't know. So, but that's the thing. It's like I can't go out on the internet and, well, I'm not going on the internet anyway, but if I was to, I'm not going to go out and kill people because it's like, we don't know. Yeah. Like, I'm like more than positive if Raphael Sadiq or even if Kanye knew, I'm sure he wouldn't have done that.
So you think Kanye might have even known all the ins and outs?
No, I'm sure that he just felt like people didn't like Marilyn Manson because of his atheist comments and just him being like a weirdo or outsider. So I think Kanye aligns himself with that. Because
like outsiders.
So I think that's why he brought him up there. Because I would assume that he wouldn't have put him up there if he knew that.
Yeah, especially like he has daughters. Like I don't think he knew. I honestly didn't know. I mean, he's in the industry, so I don't want to excuse it that he didn't know, but he might have not. It's still separate. Yeah, it's possible. It's a whole separate part of the industry.
But what I'm not going to do is shoot people endless bail. Like, I'm not going to be like, yeah, Kanye didn't know. It's like, I don't know him. I don't know what his thought process was. Maybe he did know.
But same thing with Drake.
Yeah.
Drake might have known too.
Yeah. So, yeah.